Hey, Coach, Ricky had said on Monday that you guys have been integrating some Texas film along with USC last year to kind of preview what Coach Orlando is going to throw at you guys. What are some of the challenges of his defensive structure, and then also some of USC's personnel that stands out to you on film?
Yeah, USC's got really good personnel. They're long, they're athletic, and they fly around. That's going to be a good challenge for us. And obviously, we're watching some Texas film to be able to, see what certain things that they're bringing and what schemes that they're running, just like they're watching our film. So part of the deal, and first game of the season, and you never know what you're going to get. So you got to be ready for whatever. And I know they've had time to look at stuff and study and add whatever they want to add. We got same opportunity. So going into game one, like I said last week, it doesn't matter who you play, you got to be ready to adjust, and it's all about in game, what you do in game and how you adjust.
Oh,
Hi, Zach. Without getting into details, obviously, do you feel that the game plan that you had, let's say 2 weeks ago for the USC game, went through a lot of modifications? And maybe is that a necessary process as you're trying to implement a first-year scheme with the team?
I think you're always trying to find, as a coaching staff, as you're game planning for each team, where you feel like you have advantages and where you feel like you might, and where they might have some advantages, and trying to, put a plan together that's going to be simple for our guys to execute, but also hard for the defense, and so, with all the stuff that we put in fall camp and then over the COVID period, we're just trying to select the main things that we feel like we can execute and go play fast and go be physical.
Shane.
Hey, Coach. I just wanted to get your input on how important a guy like Jaden is, not only on the field but off the field, coming into his second year. I just wanted to see if you could speak on that a little bit.
Extremely important. Yeah, he's an elite player. He's got his skill set is phenomenal. And he's a smart guy too. So he can handle the stuff that we're putting on him, and I think he's got the ability to extend plays and make things happen outside of the play. So as a coordinator, you may not make the greatest call. Especially in game one, you don't really know what to expect. You're trying to guess. But having a quarterback that can make things right, go get some money with his feet, that puts a lot of pressure on the defense. It's hard to prep for as a defensive coordinator.
Chris.
Zach, can you give us some of your thoughts about how you actually put together a play sheet? What kind of all goes into that? How it's sort of broken down for the best way for you? And also maybe how much of what you do tends to be scripted at the outset of games?
Yeah, we got a good idea of what we're going to run early on. But it's a combination of your run game, your pass game, your screen game, and play actions off of it. Your high red, your low red, third down plan, and short yardage goal line stuff, and what to expect in clutch and 2-minute offenses, all that stuff. So there's a lot of different areas that we're looking at, and we game plan for, and then you're just trying to give yourself enough leeway as a coach and calling it to make those adjustments to, all right, we've already worked on this, or we expect them to do this, but if they do this, what's our answer? So you're just trying to put all those plans together, and then giving Jaden, some options to be able to, see what he sees and let him kind of play the game, within a game too.
Michael.
Yeah, Coach, to kind of piggyback off that with Jaden, obviously not having the spring, you're coming in as a new offensive coordinator with him, but how do you feel that in this time the communication's developed and like his input with you on the play calling?
Yeah, I think he likes what's going on, and I think the offense fits, with what he does well. And I think the communication between him and I are, it's building. I think what's going to really help, and building that trust is going to be in game. It's going to take some more time and take some, feeling each other out within a game and the highs and the lows and the adversity. And because it's one thing to do it on the practice field, and it's one thing to do it on Zoom. But it's, in the heat of the battle is when you earn trust.
Jordan.
Hey, Coach. What's the balance for you between running the offense this week against USC with how you feel about your personnel right now compared to what you see on film with USC's defense? Does that kind of affect how you're going to run plays at all?
Well, you're trying to put a game plan together that's, good for your personnel and what we do well, and then try to find areas, in the defense where we think maybe their personnel we can attack. And that's hard going into a game one. Again, you're kind of guessing a little bit, and they've got some, guys moving around. They got an intricate defense. They play different fronts, a lot of different coverages, bring a lot of different pressures and all that stuff. So, it's interesting trying to find those matchups, especially going into game one. But our guys are going to be ready to go, and they're excited about game one and actually getting on the field and rolling.
Zach.
Hey, Coach, we appreciate your time this afternoon. Rashad White obviously named a starter the other day. Can you tell me about some of the things, or tell us about some of the things that he did to put himself in that starting position to earn that?
I think all three of those backs have done a really good job. And Rashad is a very talented guy. He's got good speed. He's got good hands out of the backfield. He can make people miss. He's got good vision. And our other guy, we feel really good about all three of them. So it's like, all right, he's the starter, but we plan on playing all three of them, and we'll see where it all goes. And like I said before, it's good competition in that room. And those guys come to practice every single day, and they're focused, they're determined, and they're competing against each other and trying to get more and more reps. It's fun to see. And I think through these games, we're going to see who can handle, the game plan and runs well, when it's, when the adversity hits, and still feel it out, because we're always going to be evaluating guys. But Rashad's a very good running back. We feel good about him. We're glad we got him on our team.
Jeff.
When you think about where you want to be for your first game at a new school, how close do you think you are to what your kind of ideal would be for that, especially compared to maybe the other places you've been for your first games?
Yeah, it's a good question. Honestly, you're still feeling it out. You got your plan that you're moving forward with, trying to still, see what your personnel is, and then we'll see how Jaden, responds in game to what we're doing, and if we need to tweak it, go a little different route, then we will, and see what he feels comfortable with, and be able to evaluate these first few games. Ultimately, we need to score points, and however we need to do that, and each game is different too. Each game you're going in, and you might be able to run the ball in a certain game, and you may have to air it out in another game. So the approach is always going to be different each week.
Two more questions. Matt.
Hey, Coach. Thanks for talking to us today. Last year against USC, ASU came out flat-footed, didn't have a good first quarter. How important and vital is this first drive to setting the tone for this game and just the season in general?
It's important, but it's not everything. It's a long football game, and our guys need to understand that, whether it's 3 and out or we go down and score, there's a lot of football to be played, and obviously we want to start fast. That's part of what we're trying to get done. And it goes with a lot of the preparation, and knowing what they're going to get, and then just going and execute, and just not making this thing bigger than it needs to be. Just taking it one play at a time and let the scoreboard take care of itself.
Last question, Gabe.
Hey, Coach. So last year you opened the season on the road against Florida State, and you had a first-year quarterback. How does working in year one with Jaden and that experience last year, how do you use that kind of as a lesson for understanding what you can give Jaden at the start of a year?
I think there's a little bit to that. Jaden's obviously already has a lot of experience, having that first year, where Hank, at Boise State didn't. He was straight out of high school and rolling for the first time. So against Florida State. So it was a little bit different there. You know, Jaden's already got some experience and got some of that, you know, to him. It's almost more like when I first got to Boise, that was Brett Rippon's, after Brett Rippon's first year, you know, where he was a freshman All-American, and then, you know, going into that season, you know, so, you know, again, you're still kind of feeling each other out once you get into game day and having some games under your belt, that helps with everything. But, you know, I think you're always trying to prepare your quarterback, you know, for the game plan, no matter whether it's first game or 10th game, or if it's freshman year or junior year. Just trying to give him the best advice possible, and just let him go out there and feel free to go make plays. You know, we don't want him, you know, scared to make a mistake. We want him feeling like he's got control and go do your thing.